What's going on, guys? This is Joe, and I am back once again for some more Guilds of Ravnica pre-release pack openings. We had these things laying around, and we never got a chance to actually go through them individually. We did one video with all of them, and you can go check that out. That is on the channel, but we've been going through these individually. We started with Boros and Dimir, and then we moved to Izzet because I forgot how alphabetical order works, and we skipped Golgari. I had Golgari down here and Izzet up there, and Joe's dumb is what I'm trying to get at. So next time we will do Selesnya, but this time we are doing Golgari slightly out of order. It's an order that we self-imposed, and by we I mean I self-imposed, but still it's something that we could have done appropriately, and instead I didn't. I also, speaking of things I didn't do, I didn't start this beforehand, so now I have to, hey, it actually worked. Okay, I'll rip into this thing. And let's get going. I like Golgari in this set. I think it's really cool. I think my favorite tricolor archetype in this format is Sultai. So here we have Life, Death, Rebirth, Golgari. Inside we have the Golgari D20 with the Golgari guild symbol as the 20, as all of the D20s have been. You have the guild symbol as the 20 there. And we have the insert, we have the blue illusion, or the bird illusion token, and the little other insert. The first thing was the divider, not the insert. But anyway, and then we have the packs, as you can see over here on the side. I am going to zoom in so that you guys can see what is going on, because well, that's not zooming in at all. The promo foil that we got is Find Finality. Kind of harder to see the foiling pattern on this because the art is so small, but I will say it's probably my favorite of the split cards that I do have in foil that I've seen. I think it looks pretty good. The Izoni side looks pretty impressive. I like her like chest plate in foil there. So that looks really cool. So, inside, besides Find Finality, as I mentioned, we also have a Golgari locket. We have, whoops, well, that's good, actually. We have a Lotleth Giant, which is a fine Golgari card. Very, very nice. Also, a Swarm Guildmage, also a very good Golgari card. A Golgari Find Broker, sweet. Not bad at all. Usually, I feel like there's at least one uncommon where you're like, what's this doing in here? Or, oh well, you know, not as good. But these have been great. I enjoy that. We have a Severed Strands. This card is fantastic. And sacking creatures is supposed to be the drawback. It's not. It's a 2-mana common, and in Golgari, sacking creatures is not a huge deal. Prey Upon, awesome fight card. Portcullis Vine, okay, this card's not as great, but it's an 0/3 for 1. You can get it down early and block on the ground against the aggressive starts in Boros, so that's fine. A Vigor Spore Worm, fine card, a little expensive, but, you know, having one of these is great. Erstwhile Trooper, you can discard cards, you can put things in your bin that you need in your bin. A Hired Poisoner for 1/1 Death Touch for 1. Again, gets rid of the aggressive Boros start. Can stop a lot of creatures from attacking. Moodmark Painter, very nice. More Undergrowth. Undercity Uprising. First of all, amazing art on this card. Thank you, Magali. Magali has done some amazing work recently in this game, just in all the different arts that she's done. And it's a fine card. A Crushing Canopy, which is a fine sideboard card. And a Golgari Guildgate, because all of these seeded packs have a Guildgate at the end. Speaking of Golgari, we have the Vraska pack to start us off with this kit. Let's see what other sweet things we can get for our deck. We start with a Fire Urchin, a Ledev Guardian, Disdainful Stroke. So again, I mentioned liking Sultai. We could splash into Dimir if we needed to. This is not the card to pull us in that direction, but just saying now that we are looking at a blue card. We have a Spinal Centipede, also a fine card, because it cares about when it dies, and so you want it to die. You can sacrifice it or attack aggressively with it so that your opponent is wanting to block. Another Crushing Canopy for more sideboard cards. Piston Fist Cyclops. A Pitiless Gorgon, beautiful open for a Golgari deck, very, very nice. A Hammer Dropper, good for Boros. Artful Takedown, again, if we're going into Sultai, this is a fine, fine card. I like it quite a bit. A Sumali Woodshaper, I don't believe, even though it's part green, I don't believe we're going to be splashing into Selesnya, although if we get rares or mythics that pull us in that direction, this is something to keep an eye out for, or remember that we have. Conclave Tribunal is our first uncommon in this pack. So again, another thing for white to be aware of. This card literally says Golgari on it. It's a Golgari Raiders. So this is our second uncommon and a fine, fine card with Undergrowth as well. And a Street Riot. And our rare or mythic is... Wow. Izoni Thousand-Eyed. Nice. Obviously not high value, but to go along with fine finality, like, that's fantastic. We will absolutely put this in our Golgari deck. Undergrowth is very good. Just get a bunch of creatures in your bin, and they can turn into 1/1 insects. Behind Izoni, a Boros Guildgate, and one of those insect tokens. There we go. Very nice. So we were talking about Selesnya. Here is the pack with Imara on the front, representing the Selesnya Conclave. And on the inside, we have a Ladev Guardian. Unexplained Disappearance. Cosmotronic Wave. Look at those colors. I love it. Never happened. Don't worry, guys. It never happened. I don't really like these kinds of effects. Like, we could put it in, but it's definitely not a snap include by any means. We have a Hitchclaw Recluse. This is a very good card to stop flyers. It's a 1/4 for 3. Very, very nice. We have a Centaur Peacemaker. Probably not making it in. I don't like this card if the deck wants it. We have a Whisper Agent, which is, it can be double black because this is a hybrid, so we could put this in our deck. It's a fine card. Capture Sphere, great card, not for us. Erstwhile Trooper is fine. We can have a second one of those. Again, discarding cards is a thing. We might, because of this, want to look into some card draw. Now that we have two of these things, if we're going to be playing both of them, having some card draw to refill our hands after we're discarding is going to be somewhat important. A Maniacal Rage. Demotion is our first uncommon. Necrotic Wound is the second, another Undergrowth Golgari card, and a removal spell at the same time. Very, very nice. And a Dimir Spybug. I love this card very, very much. Again, if we're splashing into Sultai, great. If we're not, then it's a shame that we don't get to play it, but that's fine. And our rare or mythic is a Vivid Revival. So this could be fine. It specifies multicolored, so we'd have to count the multicolored cards that we're playing. Like, sure, both of our rares so far count towards that because they are multicolored cards, but that would mean they'd need to be in our bin. We'd have to know that they were in our bin, but it's a possibility. Behind Vivid Revival, we have a Golgari Guildgate, very nice, and a Soldier Token. Very cool. We have a Ralzeric pack next. And inside of this pack, okay, we have a Collar the Culprit to start. Pass Wall Adept, Maximize Velocity, a Vicious Rumors. Okay, it's not terrible. I don't know that I'd want a slot in my deck for it. Maybe a 23rd card. Generous Stray is a fine card. Hypothesizzle. Prey Upon Again, yes, definitely getting in. Hammer Dropper. Dimir Locket, if we're splashing, this is a fine card to splash with. Luminous Bonds. Join Shields is our first uncommon. World Soul Colossus is the second. I wonder what guild this is theming itself after. Whoops. Well, oh, that one's really nice. And an Inspiring Unicorn. So yeah, our uncommons were absolutely Selesnya, but as you saw, our rare is Charnel Troll. I love this card. There is almost no way this does not get in our deck, and it's our third rare or mythic, and it's our third rare or mythic in Golgari colors. So yeah, Charnel Troll definitely getting played, no question. If you play this out on turn 3 and your opponent has had even somewhat of a slow start, you are winning the game almost unquestioningly. Obviously, you need to have creatures in your, at least in your hand. Selesnya Guildgate, and an Elf Knight token. That is really nice. Okay, we move on to an Aurelia pack. Inside of the Aurelia pack, we have another Unexplained Disappearance, Cosmotronic Wave, Intrusive Pack Beast, Severed Strands, again, very nice. I'll definitely play 2 of those. Wild Ceratok, that is it's a 4-mana 4/3 vanilla. We can put it in, again, maybe 22nd, 23rd card, but still. Izzet Locket, Deadly Visit, very nice removal, and it's got Surveil on it, and it's mono black, so definitely I would play that. Iron Shell Beetle, same thing, I will play that card happily. Parhelion Patrol, and Invert Invent. Interesting, not for us, but a fine card nonetheless. Sunholm Stalwart is our first uncommon, or second uncommon, excuse me. Circuitous Route, not bad, we could consider that. And our rare or mythic is a Narcomoeba. Not for us. It's not an amazing card. Behind it, a foil common in Command the Storm. After this sweet Command the Storm, we have a Dimir Guildgate and a Bird Illusion token. So, one more pack to go. Dimir Agent on the front. Let's see if this one helps us out or adds more tough questions to answer. First, we have a Wishcoin Crab. A Sure Strike. I love the art. Oh my god, the colors are so cool. We have a Collar the Culprit. Dazzling Lights. A Never Happened. Don't worry, it never happened. Even though this is in Golgari colors, I'm not a personal huge fan of this card. I'm not usually a fan of these types of effects in Limited, especially this is 3 mana. So yeah, it's not as good as it could be. Hitchclaw Recluse, on the other hand, fine card. It's only a 1/4. It is more for blocking, but still, you can take care of some flyers. It's got a good toughness. Gateway Plaza, if we are splashing in any way. We have Dead Weight, beautiful removal spell. Very, very nice. Undercity Uprising, great card for us. I like that quite a bit. Parhelion Patrol, good card, not for us. Swarm Guildmage as our first uncommon, very nice open. I like that. And Arboretum Elemental. So this is obviously a Selesnya card. It's got Convoke, but it's in the green, so we could play it. And a Thoughtbound Phantasm. So obviously more for Dimir. And our rare or mythic, our last rare or mythic, is a Pelt Collector. Very, very nice. So this cares about if a creature enters the battlefield or dies, and in Golgari, you don't care if your creatures die. At least, it depends on the creature, but still, that's a really nice open for us as well. So almost certainly gets in. Behind Pelt Collector, a Selesnya Guildgate, and a Soldier token. So, we just saw it, but I'll hold this up, and I will be back with the deck in just a second. So, here is what I came up with. Now, if you count very quickly, you will count that I have way too many cards. And the reason for that is I figured I would show you guys my process, at least of elimination. So what I did so far is, here's what I've laid out. I've laid out the playables, the good playables, in my 2 colors, because that is what I went with. It's just straight Golgari. There was no need to splash, because I had too many even in just Golgari. I ended up cutting 2 Erstwhile Troopers, the discard a card to get +2/+2 to this guy until end of turn. And you could do it once a turn, so it could become a 4/4. I cut both of those because our 3-drop slot is stacked with Whisper Agent, Pitiless Gorgon, Generous Stray, Spinal Centipede, and this Charnel Troll. I think at this point, this deck wants to be an aggressive Golgari deck, and I kept in both of these Swarm Guild Mages kind of against my better judgment because of their 5-mana ability, where we can give all of our creatures +1/+0 and Menace until end of turn, which, if we have a board presence out, it means that it's that much harder to block our creatures because they have Menace, they get a little bit bigger, and hopefully there are enough of them, we go wide enough where that becomes beneficial. And if we have 2, we have a greater chance of keeping one on the field and or drawing one when we need it. But the other thing that we have is, boy, do we have removal. We have a Dead Weight, a Necrotic Wound, double Severed Strands, a single Deadly Visit, we have double Undercity Uprising and double Prey Upon for some fighting. So it's also a possibility that we can just eliminate some of that. It just sucks to have to eliminate some removal. I could also be persuaded into eliminating this Golgari Locket, although with the curve so low, we've got 2 1-drops, at least in creatures, 3 2-drops, and 5 3-drops, and it could be more if you guys think I should put these back in. But with that being said, we might be able to play 24 non-land cards. We do have 2 Guild Gates as well, so this is what I came up with. Obviously, this is not a finished deck, but I would love your opinions, your thoughts. Is there a card in here where you're like, Joe, what are you doing? That card is unplayable. Please let me know. Obviously, we have no 5-drop creatures. Deadly Visit is a 5-drop, but I put the 6-drop creatures here and the 7-drop Lotleth Giant here, which again, it's 7 mana, but with its Undergrowth ability, if it's that far along in the game, we may be able to ping in those last few points of damage that we need just on the Lotleth Giant's Undergrowth ability alone. So let me know what you guys think of the deck in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the opening in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. From the Geek for All YouTube channel, I have been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.